All right, let's turn our attention to Saturday and the next slate of games. A shout out, by the way, first to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We love doing this show, giving you all kinds of great information and analysis early in the week for the upcoming college football slate. So make sure you hit that like button and show the love for the show, because we love doing the show each and every Monday here on Hitting the Books on Pub Sports Radio. All right, UCF and Kansas. We've got Kansas 3.5 point home favorites, 62.5 the total. Keep an eye on the situation with the quarterback. Not a shocking surprising development, because you never know. You can't buy into what any coach says anymore as far as injuries are concerned. We had no idea Jalen Daniels was really in question to play against Texas. And sure enough, last moment, he ends up not playing, back tightness for the quarterback, and they end up going with Jason Bean at quarterback against Texas last week. And I'm not saying that's why Kansas lost, but the offense is not nearly as good, obviously, with Jason Bean compared to Jalen Daniels. So, and from what I've seen, Jalen Daniels did not participate in the first practice of the week on Monday prior to this UCF game. So we'll keep an eye on that. The point spread will go up if Jalen Daniels plays. That being said, Bean again, think about the situation. Bean is very experienced, okay? Jason Bean has started a bunch of games. He was initially at North Texas in his career. He got into 10 games at Kansas 2 years ago, 11 last year, and his numbers weren't bad. At Kansas, Conor Mack, he has a grand total of 23 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. That's not bad for a guy that we think of as a backup quarterback going into this game here. And now he's at home, and he's facing a UCF defense that I just saw piss their pants and give up this massive lead to Baylor, albeit they did have Blake Shapen returning from injury at quarterback in that game. But that can't happen if you're Gus Malzahn. You can't have that kind of a loss. You got to fucking finish that game. And you can tell I'm frustrated. I had a piece of UCF laying the points against Baylor and just completely melted down in the fourth quarter. Of course, that defensive touchdown that Baylor got, that scoop and score fumble, that really, really changed the game and turned it in Baylor's favor. All the momentum was on their side, and that's when it really hit me that they're going to find a way to lose this game. There's no question about that. And what's a shame is, Timmy McClain, who's been filling in for the injured John Rice Plumlee, didn't play that bad. I thought for UCF defense let him down really more than anything in that game. So we'll see who's at quarterback for both of these teams. Could be Daniels, could be Bean for Kansas. Could be Plumlee, could be McClain once again here for UCF in this game. He's questionable right now, and we'll see if he's able to practice this week. But Timmy McClain, like I say, against Baylor, I don't think he was that bad, and they were able to run the football. But 36-35 loss, that is a horrific loss for UCF, considering that they were in control for much of that game. I still lean Kansas, and hell, if Jason Bean plays, he's at home. He's not facing this terrific Texas defense anymore. Because remember, that's the Texas defense on the road. Now it's the UCF defense at home. I think Jason Bean, even if he's the starter, you're going to get a better point spread with Kansas. He's capable. He's at home. His numbers aren't great. He's going to have all week to practice because Jalen Daniels, is still hasn't practiced as of Monday. So he's going to have more comfort, more continuity with the first team offense. I think I would still look to Kansas here, -3, 3.5, regardless of whether it's Jason Bean or Jalen Daniels at quarterback. What do you think here, Connor? Interesting Big 12 matchup, UCF, Kansas.
Yeah, I think it's fine if Bean is in, and after getting their ass kicked, this is I like them a lot better at home. And Daniels, it's just tough. Like, is this guy ever going to be fully healthy? Just when you thought he's got some games, and you'd just right before kickoff, he's out. Man, I hate that shit, especially if you are betting, on those games. But let's go to UCF. It should be McClain again. I don't think Plumlee will be back this week. I mean, maybe, but I think it'll still be him. I thought he came out great. I didn't bet the game, man, but we talked about it last week. I would have laid it, and I'm like, wow, they're kicking ass. And it's 35-10. I have to give it, not only their defense was horrible, but I hate the play calling when you're up like that. It's just, everything folded. You talked about the scripted score, but both sides of the ball, they just collapsed. I mean, 26-0 was that fourth quarter, and Baylor wins. Just a crushing loss. So they should be pumped, but I'd want them back at home. I can't take UCF. I've never loved them on the road away from the bounce house. So I'm with you. Still got a lot of question marks, but I lean with Kansas late at home.